Now, Central Valley Today.
Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Central Valley Today. I'm Emily Irwin. Thank you for joining us. All right, we're kicking off the show with Fresno State's Physics Outreach. Our favorite physics professor, Don Williams, he's down there at the end of the table. He's joining us now. We're doing another lesson on physics, but he brought along some of his students. So thanks for coming out here. These are students that are from not necessarily from physics department, from other departments on campus.
Exactly, but what are they doing?
They're all doing science.
Yeah, but what are they really here for? Saving our climate.
Yes, we're saving the planet today. What departments are you guys from?
I'm from business entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Earth and environmental science.
Okay.
Earth and environmental sciences.
Where are you
Physics.
from?
She's with me.
You are from physics. Okay.
Exactly.
So our Earth and our environmental science folks, and then our one business folk, we can tell him apart from everybody else. We're demonstrating some science to demonstrate what you guys are talking about, which is the effects on our climate. We've got soil here. So somebody explain to me what's in front of us.
Yeah. So today we have this compost and biochar mix. And then we're also going to compare it to a store-bought sort of like mix.
Soil?
Yeah, store-bought soil that you can buy at any store.
And this is regular dirt.
This is regular dirt.
We're going to put some water into this.
Exactly. And then we're going to see what happens.
What are we looking for?
So what we're going to see in these first two, just see kind of what comes out of it.
Okay.
Wondering what you think is what's going to happen, and then we're going to compare it to the dirt.
Okay, so when I was in sixth grade, I was a sixth grader at Gettysburg Elementary School, I won the science fair, and my experiment was on hydroponics, and I had all these different soils, and I grew lima beans in like glass, in sponges, in dirt, and like in all these different soils.
And
I still remember.
Of course you
and
do.
I won first place. So similar to what we're gonna do right here. Okay, so let's do the experiment. Let's see.
Yes, let's go ahead and pour it in.
How much water?
100 milligrams.
Okay, 100 milligrams.
Milliliter.
Milliliter.
That's all right. He's a business
Just a little
major.
drop.
You got to get him straight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Milliliters.
And as that goes in, we can describe a little bit of what biochar is. We have a sample here on the table.
Yeah, what is biochar?
So biochar is charred woody material. So any kind of plant residue, this often ideally will get made. So whenever you go do your trimmings in your garden or out in agriculture, you could think of it, you're putting it into an oven, you're heating it up, all the water component of that plant evaporates, and you're left with the carbon that the plant made itself with.
What do we use biochar for?
So it's very porous, right? So all the veins that the plant kind of made, those become holes. Holes that they do two things. They absorb water really well. Okay. And then it becomes like a super luxury hotel for all the microbial life.
Okay, so we want to plant in here. Yes. This would be a good environment to, like I was talking about my begonias outside. Yes. This would be a good environment for my outdoor plants.
Yes.
Yeah? So well, what is this? What are these showing us?
So here we're showing kind of like the absorption rate of each type of soil. So in this one, you get that compost that as you see the water, so the store-bought, a lot of it
went through.
Went through, exactly. And here with this one, not as much. So we're kind of even seeing that it might even be like half as much.
Oh, this is why we have this out here.
Yeah,
this is 100 milliliters of water.
Sample,
Got it.
Exactly.
And then what is this showing us?
That's showing us. All right, that's showing us.
Nothing came through. I mean,
sort of. Right. But like at the end of the day, like if you want to compare them, you have this, which is kind of like a slurry.
Yes.
So you know how like when you go out, you water a lot, it turns into sludge, everything just kind of goes everywhere. And oftentimes it even stays on the top. It's a mess.
Yeah.
This one, the store-bought one, if you look at it, in all honesty, because so much went away,
it's dry.
It's dry.
Yeah.
You look at this one. We talked about the absorption rate of the char.
Yes.
And it's pretty damp.
So essentially what we're saying here, what we can conclude is that this would be better for saving water.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
I was trying to get to, what are we going to find out? And so how did you guys, what is this experiment used for? How often do you do this for people? And what are you demonstrating? Just essentially, this is where we should go?
100%. This is a way to reuse what would otherwise be considered plant waste or green waste. And so in kind of doing this demonstration, we're hoping to increase our soil health.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're kind of thinking, all right, where would we want soil health? So 100% agriculture is massive, but also at the smaller scale, gardens.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be awesome to have gardens at your house or even in every elementary school.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our angle.
And then
That's what we
it's
do.
such a great way to, I mean, you can tell me until the cows come home about this, but until I see it,
Exactly.
it's sort of hard to understand.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's what
bravo.
science is all about. Yeah.
Experiment number 1. Okay, I'm going to come down here
Exactly.
for some physics.
All right, Kat, tell her what you're going to do
what are we doing here?
Kat.
Okay. So
Magnets. What are we talking about?
Yeah, here's our regular magnet,
Magnets.
right?
Okay.
Does magnets stick to copper?
Apparently not.
No. How about aluminum?
No.
To steel?
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
Okay, so we know that.
Okay.
Okay, let's start there.
Okay.
Okay, now this is an electromagnet, right?
Kat, you take it away.
All right. Go ahead, Kat.
okay, so when the electromagnetic magnet is put on here, like it's gonna shoot. Right?
Ah, okay.
A little bit.
But
little bit. Not
these
too
are
far.
steel rods, right?
This is copper, right?
That's copper.
Yes,
So
okay.
in other words, somehow it affected it, right?
Yes.
But not
Yes.
much.
But when you have a steel rod, that's
That's
Well, that's
Steel?
copper. That's copper.
Copper
That's
rod.
copper.
Let's try copper. Let's see what it does.
What happens?
What do you think is going to happen? Different or not?
No, it's not going to do anything.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Oh, a little something. A little
yeah,
less
it didn't
stuff.
really seem like much. Huh?
Okay. So
Okay.
that's our copper
Okay.
rod.
Right.
Yeah.
What are these two?
Let's try aluminum next.
Okay.
What do you
Aluminum?
think aluminum's going to do?
Can I press this green button?
Yeah, I want you
Yeah,
to
go
press
ahead
it.
and
I want you
press
to press it. Go for it.
Oh, just don't press it while I'm on.
While you're up, nothing happens.
Nothing. Uh-oh,
Yep.
did we kill the electricity?
No.
There we go. You didn't push hard enough. You
I
pushed hard
didn't
enough.
push hard enough.
All right,
Okay.
that's good.
Okay, a little bit something.
All right, now what are we going to try next?
Okay, in the last 30 seconds here, we're going to try the steel.
Yes.
I think I know what's going to
I mixed
happen.
them up.
Okay, let's try the steel. Let's
Okay,
see
are
what
we
happens.
doing copper again? The copper
Okay,
ring?
let's try the ring. Let's see what happens.
I knew
Now, wait a minute.
I knew it.
Wait a minute. Let's go with
But
the
imagine
bigger
if we
steel.
have a really long one.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this out of here. All right,
This
get
one's
ready to catch this now, Emily.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This could go up
How do
there
I
a
get
ways.
it?
Yeah, just kind of work
Oh,
it
we're
in there
putting a
little bit.
square peg in a round hole there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying.
There
Okay.
you go. All right. All right, let Emily push it. All right, here we go.
ahead.
Look out.
Oh my goodness. Why does that happen?
Right? What's happening here is this is a magnet.
Yes.
And you generate a magnetic field in this.
Okay.
But it has to oppose it,
Yes.
right? So they have
And
to
so
be
that's how you
like.
get the energy
That's
that-
right. And it's actually conservation of energy. That's what this is all about.
Conservation
exactly.
of energy. These are the things
yeah.
that you can learn with Fresno State's
That's
Physics
right.
Outreach, and they're friends with all the science folks at Fresno State. You guys are going to stick around. We're going to see
Yep.
more science in just a bit. Everybody else, stay right there. We'll be right back.